Hello everybody, welcome back to BeamNG Drive. Today we've come all the way to Tokyo to check out this new mod that's just dropped on the BeamNG mods page, and it's called the Ibishu Claria. And as you can see from my video introduction, we're going to put it today through its paces. So let's have a little look at the interior here. Ibishu is the fictional Japanese brand found in BeamNG, and if you have a look at this car, it seems to take cues from Nissans and Toyotas of yesteryear. We have the stainless steel bumpers, but check out these twin rear wipers. How cool is that? And look how wide the body sits compared to the windows. And you might be wondering, where are the mirrors? Well, they're right all the way down the hood here at the very bottom, so it's going to be super difficult to see out of, I would imagine. So let's take the walk back. Because it's JDM and because we're in Japan, it's right hand drive. So let's hop inside and have a look at the interior here. I imagine it's going to be fairly basic, and it is, but look at the detail here. Look at all this chrome. The speeds are in kilometers an hour, and it maxes out there at about 200, which is about 120 miles an hour. There's the obligatory Japanese car digital clock and a couple of little warning lights there for seat belts and doors being open. Let's hop into the back seat, and you can see here, pretty basic, but very spacious. Look how far we are away from the front row. And then into the boot or the trunk, and plenty of room there for all of your items. Not many quirks and features of this car, apart from this model, despite having the column shift, actually has 3 pedals. So yeah, the car comes available with manual transmission, or what they call the Clarimatic automatic transmission. Well, that's enough looking. I think we need to take it on a little spin of the streets here in Japan before we test a few different models. This is the GS, equipped with steel wheels and a 2.4 litre engine. Now this is no rocket ship, and the handling on it is, we do a handbrake turn there. The suspension is super soft, but it's a lot of fun. And I just can't get over how detailed and how high quality this model is. And the handling of this car is amazing. It's got quite slow steering, and once it starts to slide, it's really hard to get it back. But that's just what you'd come to expect from a mid-70s car. This mod is advertised as a JDM Luxo barge from the 70s, and I believe it's from 76 to 79 that this car was produced. And the mod is made by LJ74, and the links will be in the description for it. Now this looks like proper dev quality here. Well, we've not crashed it yet, which is a bonus, but I think what we'll do is we'll pull up here and we'll spawn a more exciting version of the car. So goodbye to the GS and hello to the tuner. This is a 2.6 litre. This one has a side exit exhaust pipe, and this thing is a little rocket ship. Just listen to that engine. Oh, I've come along a road here with no textures, and we're going to fall into the abyss. Okay, we're back. Yeah, this thing is so difficult to hold on to, but it is an absolute ton of fun to drive, let me tell you. This is much more like it. Let's spin it around at the top here. Oh yeah, handles so well. It's actually very predictable. Has a little bit of understeer as you'd expect at high speed, but when you come off the throttle and go back on in the corner, it really steps out the rear. It takes quite a bit of work to get it to stop it sliding, especially with the steering wheel. Oh, and we've hit the curb there, and there we go. We've broken something, I think. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, check out the camber on that wheel. We've definitely wrecked something there. For all you engine enthusiasts, here is the 2.6 litre straight 6 engine of the Ibishu Claria. Now let's go to the East Coast USA, and we're going to do a little bit of furniture delivery. I've now got the GTz Model, which is the top of the line of the regular factory editions. It's got the 2.6 litre engine but isn't tuned up or lowered quite as much as the tuner model. It's a bit more of a sleeper. And let's take it round the streets here with the trailer on, and let's really give it some stick and see what happens. Is this map not absolutely beautiful? And you can appreciate here the amount of work that's gone into this model. We're struggling a little bit going up the hills. It's not a racing machine when it comes to hills. We've got it to the top of the hill, and so it means only one thing: we have to launch it down. And you know what? It's dealing with these bumps so well. We've broken some of the windows, but it's dealing with it so well. Oh, until this point here where the tail is wagging the dog, and we're going to go straight to the scene of the accident. And there is an example of the crash physics. Let's look at this in a few different angles here. We've taken a perfect tree-sized chunk out the front of that engine. And we've dropped our cushions on the ground as well. What a nightmare. The mirror is going crazy, rattling down the road. So a little bit of an idea of the damage there, and you can see even the damage is transmitted to the roof being rippled. The rear tailgate is open, and the rear bumper is also completely buckled. So the damage modelling on this thing is just amazing. There's the mirror, and if we have a look underneath the car, we can see that, well, there's a lot of damage to the front suspension, what's left of it, and the exhaust is hanging off. The suspension on the rear doesn't look too bad, and those super strong leaf springs are still hanging in there. I actually think the sofa has done the best out of all of this. Okay, let's have a look at how it behaves in traffic here. And again, we're building up the hill to do a little bit of a crash into another vehicle. And of course, we were doing so well and went to crash into the Crown Vic over there. Okay, let's throw it down the hill here at full speed. It's great over these jumps. The suspension, oh, is wonderful, but we hit the Honda there, and we also smash into the old timer. Let's have a look at that from the outside. Oh yeah, we sent that Honda completely airborne. And hit the red car with the trailer as well. Now you might be wondering, can the car do donuts? Absolutely. This is the drift model, and we'll have a look at this later while I attempt to drift it, or at least power slide it. But yeah, it can do donuts just fine. It's got plenty of power for things like that. And just check out those cool custom wheels and the chrome fuel filler cap. It also has side mounted exhausts. Now there is a proper race version. You wouldn't imagine this would be a fantastic race car, but just listen to this. And this thing really moves. And for the most part, I'd say this car was quite easy to drive, apart from the fact that you just get a little bit of snap oversteer, and once you get that, it's really hard to recover it. This model here, as you can see, has got the tubular roll cage inside, tubular frame to stiffen the car up, and it is pretty stiff, I have to say, compared to the base model, but once you get that slide on, it can be really tough to catch it, particularly with a steering wheel here and no assists on. But I think we can agree it is a fully fledged race model, and it goes like hell. You can see there, it's so easy to lose the back of the car, and well, I'm not very good at this anyway, so a lot of you guys out there will do a better job than I can. Okay, let's take it for one more lap round the circuit and then let's smash the thing to pieces and see how it looks in a crash. Oh, and there's an onboard, and that's pretty wrecked. Let's have a look in slow motion. Oh yeah. Rear doors have fallen open. The engine doesn't look too bad, but again, most of the front end has been destroyed. Let's look at it from another angle here. Generally speaking though, I'd say this is a fairly strong car. And how amazing does it look with this chrome finish, showing all the reflections of the map. Let's do one more crash. Let's fire it against the banking here. Because it's got the roll cage fitted, it's fairly well protected for the driver. There's the bonnet flying, and here is the underside of the car. The exhaust came off right away. What an absolutely beautiful car. So this is the drift model again, and I'm going to try and see how driftable is it. I'm absolute rubbish at drifting, so I think we're just going to be doing a few slides here, but let's give it a go. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but not too bad at all. Compared to some cars in this game, I found it actually quite easy to get to grips with it. I've got a steering wheel, and so it just takes a little bit of fine tuning to get used to when it's going to step out on you, but particularly under throttle, it really does slide really well. I struggled a little bit more with the handbrake, but under hard acceleration it certainly does want to step out and do these types of slides. So I'm not a drifter by any means, but hopefully you can see that there's potential there if you want to do some drifting. This model has the aftermarket tuning wheels on it, it has the flared wheel arches, and it looks absolutely stunning. So I would not hesitate to recommend this mod to you. It's available on the BeamNG website, and if you've never installed a mod before, don't worry about it. You simply click a button to subscribe to it on their website. It opens up your game and it goes ahead and installs the mod for you. It could not be simpler. The mod looks good, it drives well, and I've not seen any flaws with it whatsoever. And I imagine in time, more and more options will become available. He has said that he's not going to make a V8 model, he's not going to make an American market model with a left-hand drive, and hopefully we see maybe more wheels coming on board, maybe some different liveries for the race cars, but I would get this 100%. I think it's fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If this has entertained or educated you today, then please leave me a like. Feel free to leave some comments. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe, and until the next one, take care.